Hello everyone, this is Will with KW Corporation, and in this video I want to show off our Glocom Go application that kind of seamlessly integrates with our phone system. It allows you to kind of take your business lines anywhere as the application lives on your mobile phone. You can receive and make calls from your business line. And that's kind of what we're going to show off today. So essentially what you're seeing on the screen right here is a screen capture of my phone. If I change it, it goes. So essentially you're seeing what it really looks like when you open up the application. I am on an iPhone. This may be a little different on an Android based phone, but it should be relatively the same. So upon signing in or opening the application, it's going to ask you a sign in. If this is the first time you've opened Glocom or whatever, we've probably sent you or emailed you a QR code that you can scan that will have your initial information that will fill out your email, your password, and the host name. But worst case scenario, you have to re-enter it in because you signed out. This is how you would do it. So we're going to log into my work extension. So the email is essentially the username. And then for password, put in that. And then we scroll down. We have to specify the host name. Now the host name is the web address of the PBX, which is KWPBX v01.kw-corp.com. So we hit done on there, and now we're going to log in. So once we're logged in, we're brought to the Dialpad. And essentially, too, you could always, you don't have to stay on this screen for the application to be live. You could always just, close it, or not close it, but essentially minimize it in the background. Dialing is, whatever. You just dial what you want to dial, and then you hit send. If we look at the upper right, we'll have this little thing that looks like a clock. It stands for history. Since I just opened and signed into the app, I don't have anything, but if this was running, it will show everything that's come through, missed, whatever, place calls that you have made through this application. We're going to hit the back button. Along the bottom, we have a directory, which I'm just going to scroll through. This is, everybody that's internal on KW staff. For our directory, you would have your own directory for every extension that's on your phone tenant on our system. Furthermore, you could go to contacts. I am blocking this app from having my contacts from Outlook and my phone book on my phone, but if you wanted to, I like to just keep them separate. If you wanted to, you could have that integrated with here too. It'll ask you to allow or deny that access when booting up the software for the first time. And you can even have favorites. So next, we have conferences. This is if you have a conferencing room feature through us. It would just display all your conferences, and then you would be able to just dial into that room. A dashboard, kind of cool. See how many calls you've received, how many have been answered, what's your talk time. And then at the bottom here, this may be different based on what you have, but we have a block caller ID. If our tenant has multiple DIDs, which are phone numbers attached to the tenant, we could choose which one we want to dial out from. But mostly I see people using this with the call forwarding feature as well as the do not disturb feature, which would just be a toggle on and toggle off. The information at the bottom, nothing too useful for you or have to worry about. Moving on to the more section, we have a profile, voicemail. Voicemail is okay. If you get your voicemails that go to your regular desk phone or there's to your extension, I don't have any right now because I choose to delete my voicemails after they're emailed to me. But if I had it stored on my phone, they would show up here and I'd be able to listen to them. Settings. Shouldn't have to mess with anything too much around here. One thing that you would like to or would take a look at is in general we have use SIP over mobile networks. So SIP traffic is essentially voice over IP traffic. It initiates the call in that connection. What it's going to do is it's going to attempt to use it over your mobile network, meaning using your data. So that is good to always have checked. If you're in a poor cellular spot, then or poor data spot, you could check it off. But what's nice about this is it will kind of auto detect whether you have a poor signal in terms of your data plan, and we have a callback feature, meaning, if you have a poor data, you don't have any internet on your phone, let's say. It will essentially, you'll put the call in through the Glocom app, and it'll ask you if you want to use a callback for that call. And if you say yes, you'll actually end that call when you send it, and then you'll get a call back to your phone using your cellular service, which is different than your data. Your cellular plan is for talking with your phone. Your data plan is for your internet traffic, and voice over IP, or KW's phone system, runs over internet. So again, that callback feature, if you have a poor, you're in a dead zone in terms of data, it will then initiate a callback, meaning our PBX system will call you, you answer it using your cellular plan, and then it will call the other party. So you're not using essentially the internet to talk to the other party, you're using your cellular plan. So probably a little confusing, but it's a really cool feature. Use callback over Wi-Fi. This is normally going to be unchecked because if we're on Wi-Fi, we probably have sufficient internet bandwidth to take that call. Everything else on here, you really don't have to play with. For that callback feature, though, location and phone, this will be blank the first time you log in. So you would set your location, and then for phone numbers, you would add a phone number here. And then that would show under the list, and that would be the callback number that our system calls when using that feature. All right, so we're going to do a test phone call using my son's cell phone. We're going to call into the office and dial my extension, which you'll see pop up on the screen now. So I'm going to hit 115. And as you can see, we have that phone call coming in. So we're going to answer it. So with answering it, we have normal options, mute and speaker, same thing as what your normal cell phone does, put on speakerphone or mute so they cannot hear you. What's cool about this and how it kind of mimics a desk phone is that you can put that call on hold. So I put them on hold. I'll turn up the volume so you can hear the hold music. Okay. Now unmute them, and let's say I take it and I need to transfer that phone call. Turn the volume down on that. I can transfer. Can either do it by selecting contact here, or we can put in the number that we want to do also. So with that, we would put in, I'll just transfer it to Michael. We can do a direct or a supervise. I would just say direct, and then that phone call is gone. So one of the things to do with this application, or to make important that you don't do, is sign out. So when we hit the more button in the lower right, we're brought to the quit button. You're with two options. You have a sign out that allows you to, which is exactly how it sounds, it signs you out, meaning next time you open this application, you have to re-enter your credentials. With all the customers that have this, probably 9 out of 10 of them never pay attention to what their username and password is, so they're always calling us to reset it. So what we try to emphasize is when you're done using the application, you don't want to receive any more business calls on that phone. You hit quit, and then from quit, it shows you that it's disabling all the services. And then from there, with my iPhone, I'm just going to swipe up and then close the application. And from there, you're no longer receiving phone calls. And then as long as you didn't hit sign out, when I want to start receiving phone calls again, I just open it, and there we go. So with that being said, let us know if any of you guys think that you could utilize something. The pricing on it is $5 per extension or user or device, however you want to define it. It's worked great, especially in this times with COVID-19. for a lot of our customers that are working remote and need to take their business phones wherever they are. So thank you guys for watching. Again, Will from KW. If you guys, again, interested, give us a call, 517-223-3610, extension 1. Thank you. Bye.